forward.
Too many chances.
We need to fight fire with fire, I think. Well, enough talking about Swansea. So, what's next up on the agenda?
Well, it's still talking about Swansea because the FA Cup draw.
Oh, yeah. We got Swansea.
Swansea away, and there was some. Everyone was saying we're going to be going into this game as underdogs on our current form. But again, Wenger never lost in the third round of the FA Cup in all 16 years.
Yeah, and the thing is with Wenger in the Cup is that he kind of gets moaned at for putting out weak teams, but you've got to have a bit of rotation, and the FA Cup teams are generally a little bit stronger than the Carling Cup teams.
I wouldn't like to see any. I want to see our best possible team out.
But Chelsea always put a strong team out in all competitions.
Well, we need to do that. If we go out,
hence why they've won not a lot of FA Cups and League Cups.
If we go out the FA Cup third round because he's rested players, there'll be uproar. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, that's right.
With the season we're having, I mean, what do you want to win if we don't want to win that?
The interesting thing about it, though, I think, is I was looking at the
fixture list. It goes back to his priority order.
It's if we beat Bradford, which is a big if at the moment, right? If we beat Bradford, I think the semi-final, the first leg of the semi-finals, either just before or just after that FA Cup game, so that will affect his thinking and what players he picks. Who knows?
I mean, all I can say is I remember playing Swansea last season, and they again run us off the pitch. They played well and deserved to beat us in the league game.
I think I saw today that it's been picked for telly on the Sunday half one. I think.
Oh, is it? Has it been moved?
Game? Yeah.
Don't surprise me. Anything to try and.
Yeah, anything to
try and
the Bay in public can see us get beat again.
Yeah. like Adrian Charles tonight. That geezer's pathetic. Honestly, if I saw that geezer in the street, I would give him a mouthful.
What did he say tonight? Panathinaikos are beating Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, Arsenal beat
at
half-time, yeah.
Right. Panathinaikos are losing to Arsenal. Good job they ain't playing Swansea or something like that, he said.
But you even had the cheek, to have a go at Shamak's haircut, and it's just like, look at your face.
Do you know what I mean?
Look at your face, man.
Yeah, I bet Charles didn't go to Vegas and get it on with a load of bets, like Shamak did.
Probably paid for it.
Yeah. So, what do you fancy your chances anyway against Swansea?
Swansea
in the cup.
Yeah, I reckon we're having revenge, mate.
Definitely.
Going to come soon.
I think we are. I do think we are at our lowest point at the moment. I think things can only get better. Definitely.
I must admit, it was worrying me slightly when I was seeing lots of tweets and that. If we win our next 4 home games, and I was just like, Jesus, what have you seen from us to make you think we're going to win 4 home games on the trot? And unfortunately, my negative thinking come through straight away. But no, I think. Let's kick on now. This is ridiculous. The players have just got to show some bloody spirit. Stop feeling sorry. And do you know what they are? They're feeling sorry for themselves.
Yeah.
There's just no
walking around.
There's just no room for that. That's diabolical. No room for it. Get your heads out your asses. You can't hide out on that pitch. Come and show us what you're made of.
Yeah, and because obviously, if they're feeling it, we feel it as well.
Yeah.
There's millions of Arsenal supporters around the world that are going to be not in a great place at the moment. So you just want and you just want the players to feel that as well. And I think at times, a lot of the criticism of our current crop of players is that they don't actually care about the shirt they've got on. And some of that might be warranted, some of it might not be. But I think that's where the majority of the criticism comes from at the moment, is that people think they're there to take their money and just, not turn up and not give a monkeys about the performance they give. So I personally think we will smash Swansea.
Swansea?
In the cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What about West Brom on Saturday?
West Brom on Saturday.
is that what we're talking about next? West Brom.
Yeah.
Well,
we can move
yeah.
We can move into West Brom if you want. It's an open forum. I think we will. West Brom will get a severe backlash from us this Saturday. I'm confident. I think that's going to happen. I think seeing Rosicky go off at half time tonight.
Well, we can kind of merge that in because we're thinking, if you're thinking West Brom now, you're thinking, right, what's going to be different for West Brom? And obviously the first half performance of Rosicky tonight, and you think, right, it wouldn't surprise me if it was pre-arranged because you never know.
All substitutions
Yeah.
are.
I was waiting for the 70th minute sub, but didn't happen.
Do you know what? What was the difference between the first half and the second half today? Rosicky, right? So he was just the little things that he did in the first half, turning on the ball in midfield, driving forward with him, beating his man, and then picking out another. What colour shirts did we have? I ain't got a clue what colour it was. But and then carrying on his run forward and picking up the ball again, getting into the box late to hammer home the goal. All stuff that we've been missing, and I tell you what, he's got to go straight in.
So Cazorla arrested?
I don't think he will. I don't think. Do you know what? I just had a thought in my head that he's going to.
Can't play Rosicky and Cazorla,
mate. I just had a thought in my head, just popped in my head there and then, that he's going to play him right wing.
Rosicky?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me. You know, a bit like last season when he started playing Benayoun. When he started playing Benayoun in one of the wing positions.
That defeats the purpose because
wouldn't you say that Cazorla deserves to be taken out?
I do. I mean,
11.
I must admit, Cazorla isn't my favourite player at the moment, just because I don't think he's producing enough. But he's probably more likely he's going to rest Podolski maybe and play Rosicky left wing. But I reckon he might flood the midfield.
I don't see the point in tonight's exercise with Rosicky if he's going to play him out wide, because that's not where he has any influence on the game. He has his influence in the middle.
You don't know what Wenger's thinking.
Rosicky is a middle player. That's what he does.
I think Wenger is in. You know what he's like when he likes a trio of players. You don't like to drop them. So I'm talking about Arteta, Cazorla, and Jack Wilshere. He sees them as like the start of everything and the ending of everything.
Well, but they're not working. They're not working
in terms of their movement, passing, and work.
Well, there was another good tweet from Marlon tonight, and he said for him the difference was the fact that in that first half we were being more direct in the middle and quicker in the middle, and he thought the reason for that was that Arteta wasn't playing.
Yeah,
which is a little bit controversial, but actually not. I think. We rely on Arteta so much. It's become really predictable. Well,
as I said, we're easy to play because whoever's playing up front for the opposition
drops off.
They drop off onto him. They drop off onto him when we're in possession of the ball.
And if you look at the last, when we're chasing the game against Swansea, he pushed forward, and then no one kind of thought, hang on a minute, there's no one in that space. So all the defenders were looking to pass to someone there, and there's no one there. And then it's like, oh, what do we do? I know we'll give the ball to their player so they can run through on goal. But yeah, it's an interesting thought. But seeing as they've been rested, I think he'll play them.
Yeah, was it Marlon he brought up when we beat Milan 3-0? Arteta didn't play, did he?
No, that was someone else tweeted that.
Someone else tweeted
that they said that our best performance last year, the 3-0 against Milan, was Arteta.
And that was probably one of the most, the sort of, the way they come out the stalls straight away. Obviously, we were 4-0 down, so they had to. But that's what you want to see every home game, is them coming out tracks like that. I ain't being funny, but the Muppets up the road, when they're at home, they start quick, and they score a lot of their goals in the first 20 minutes because they're on the opposition like anything, and I think we tail off, we sit off, we let people attack us.
But there are
most of the time the first opportunity at home is for the away team.
Of course, yeah. It was quite surprising, wasn't it, against Swansea to go in 0-0. You know, I think it was you, Rich, said, hold on a minute, we've gone in 0-0 here. That's a bit of an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
You ain't gone in 1-0 down or 2-1 down.
I've lost the amount of times where we've gone in at half time and we haven't actually had a shot on goal.
Yeah.
You know,
but then there's been times this season, 2-0 up at home, 1-0 up away in the Champions League, and we've still not got the result out. So there have been the odd occasion where we've come out, and I wouldn't say we've come out the traps flying, but we've had a bit of luck, you know, and we've scored a couple of goals first half, and we still ain't closed the game off. So, you know,
I think it comes back to, you know, how many of them players have got football brains, as you were saying tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
how reliant are they on being told what they have to do? You know, the player of yesteryear, they had football in their blood and they had the natural football instincts. But you know, you look at some of the decision makings of some of the players that sometimes you think, what made you do that?
Wenger didn't tell Henry, did he, to hug the left-hand touchline, cut in and score a worldly every game, did he?
No, not at all.
Do you know what I mean?
Basically, yeah, Henry wanted the ball. He wanted to be in the thick of the action all the time. So he would drift off to that left side. But he's also clever enough to know that Ashley Cole and Robert Pires were always going to beat players.
Yeah.
So if he's over there, he's another option. He's going to get in. You know, but where are these players? Why are they not thinking like that these days? You know, why?
Well, the obvious thing is that they just don't have the ability.
No,
they don't have the ability to do it. We know Santos ain't got the ability to do that. What Ashley Cole used to do, I think Gibbs has, and I think Gibbs will grow into be a great left back. But the players haven't got the ability. You know, you got right. The reason why people are getting on Wenger's back at the moment are people like Chamak, Park. You know, he's the manager that's made these signings.
They are bad signings. You know,
he's made these signings.
But I think that at the time they were probably, you know, dare I say it, in our price range that we could afford.
Well, Chamak was free.
Yeah, we just paid him loads of money. That's why he's sitting on the bench, quite happily taking his £3 million a year.
They were, they were stopgaps, weren't they? I think that's what he looked at them at. I would get some players in who've got a bit of experience, but you know, I don't think he ever thought he was ever going to rely on those players. They're there for a couple of seasons. He'll get what he wants out of them, and then hopefully either there'll be a youngster coming through to fill it, or we'll then have more money available to buy the real deal.
What did he get out of Park? One appearance, wasn't it?
Probably some more shirts because he brought him on against Man United.
That is probably a part.
That's
probably a part of it, isn't it?
I thought out of all,
mate, you'd have had the whole of South Korea watching that game.
Yeah.
He brought him on.
Out of all the transfers we've made, that has just got to be one of the most
bizarre.
Yeah,
because he was more or less signing for Montpellier, wasn't he?
Someone
was
like
it,
that,
or Auxerre?
Yeah,
or someone like that. I can't remember.
Right.
But he was actually done deal, and then we just sort of muscled in right at the last minute and just hijacked the deal. But
to ruin him.
So basically, yeah.
And then right off the fee is tax deductible, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah. His transfer fee was been written off, so
£5.5 million.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, well, I think it's probably right to mention as well a bit of a get well to Mr. Hillwood. It was obviously had his health issues over the weekend.
He was taking him on Friday night, wasn't he?
Yeah, Friday. He had the heart attack Friday, and it was announced on the Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Sunday or Monday?
Yeah, Sunday. It was Sunday. Yeah.
So yeah, I know everyone's got their own opinions about Peter Hillwood, but and we've certainly got some opinions about Peter Hillwood as well. But one thing I will say is that, you know, you never wish anyone.
No, indeed. Whatever you think, he is a die-hard Gooner, mate, and his family have been Gooners all their life. So,
exactly,
respect to that.
As eccentric as he is, and as we've disagreed with certain comments, we are taking an interest in your affairs, Mr. Hillwood.
Yeah, your health affairs,
and we wish you all the best. Get well soon.
Speedy recovery, Mr. Hillwood.
If anyone is listening in live, if you want to tweet us any questions, we'll try and sneak him in if you can. But feel free to tweet us